What are you willing to sacrifice for our relationship, and why would you? If you had to choose one experience or memory that illustrates our relationship, what would it be and why?
I would say the first time that we went to a hot pot restaurant together. And we just spent as much time there possible, enjoying the environment, enjoying our quality time together, and sharing an experience that we both love, which is food.
Yeah. No, I love hot pot dates.
When was the moment you felt that our relationship was forged?
Was forged. I think for me, it was when I got really sick and had to go to the hospital. And I was like, oh my God, like the list of people that I need to text. And so, I texted like all of them. But then I was like, I guess I'm gonna have my brother text you because like we're going out now. And if I like die in this hospital, you need to know. And so then like, I think the fact that I texted you or made my brother text you and then you were like, good, I'm glad because I thought she died. I think that was like I was like, okay, now you need to know that I'm in the hospital. I feel like that's like a little milestone.
I felt that was also a pretty big milestone, was having your brother text me kind of out of the blue because I'd been really worried about you.
Yeah. But yeah, he was like, she's not even your girlfriend. I was like, she needs to know. She needs to know still. Yeah. What do you think I fear the most? Why? And what is your advice to me in that regard? I'll leave it out because it's a long one.
What do I think you fear the most? I think being left behind or having the people that care about you no longer care about you. Mm-hmm. And maybe doing that without explanation or giving a reason to like fight for that relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic. Mm-hmm. And I would say my advice for you on that would just be that everyone, makes up their own mind and has their own decisions. But at the same time, like showing up and being present in that relationship, regardless of what it is, is the best that you can do. Mm-hmm. And keeping and feeding into relationships that, give back to you in the same capacity. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And not holding on to relationships that are no longer serving you.
Yeah. I know you were going to say that. Yeah.
When have you seen me the most vulnerable, and what did it teach you about loving me?
The most vulnerable. This is like one of the times I can think of is like when we originally started dating. And we were playing exactly this. And I was like, I had no idea how you felt about me. Like I thought, like, I didn't think this was gonna turn out to be a relationship. And so I was like, I need you to open up. Like I really need to know what is going on in your head because I know how I feel about you, but I have no idea how you feel about me. There was just like, I remember this moment, and I feel like you know what I'm talking about, right? We were like sitting in the kitchen, like you were on the counter and I was here and we were like drinking wine. And then I was like, I think I said something and then you finally opened up. I was like, finally she's talking to me about how she feels, because I was like, I tell you everything. Like I think about you all the time, and then you like finally opened up and you were like, no, like I think this is how I feel. And like, I think, you look like this is how I, perceive you. And I was like, oh, it was like that aha moment. I feel like we both were like, oh, this is going somewhere now. And I think like what that made me learn is just like, like we all have our things. And I feel like part of that is like, you take a little bit more while to open up and I'm just like, I'll give it to you for free. And so I think it was that. It's just like, I feel like you need like a smoother transition into like talking about feelings and stuff like that and making sure there's like a dedicated space where I'm like, if we're driving, I'll just be like, do you think we should have kids? Just anytime. So yeah, just like kind of the difference in, what you need to make sure that you feel heard and feel like you can talk about your feelings in a safe environment. Yeah.
I appreciate all the grace you've given me with that.
Yeah, of course. I know it's not easy. Yeah. If we had a crystal ball that told us the absolute truth about our relationship, what would you never ask it?
I don't think I'd want to ask it what the future holds for us. I'd rather discover that with you.
Really?
I think we're both growing and changing as we live together and experience life together. And I think there's so many aspects of our lives that are constantly changing and have changed since we started dating. Both of us losing our jobs, going through hardships together, moving in together. And I think knowing what our future looks like together would factor into that. I'd rather discover it with you than knowing.
Interesting. I would not. I would want to know things.
I know. If I decided that I didn't want to have children, would you still stay with me in the future?
Yes. Even though I really, really want children, like what I have with you, don't cry. It's okay. What I have with you is more important than like an imaginary kid that doesn't exist yet. And I can always fill my cup on like, time with kids, as I do now, I watch the neighbors' kids. But I can always like fill that need other ways. But, what I get from you is something I haven't found before. So I'm not gonna lose it over something like a kid. Yeah. Okay, cry, it's okay.
I know. That's what's been a harder topic for us to talk about.
I know. Yeah. But if you don't want kids, it's okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Ooh, okay. What are you willing to sacrifice for our relationship, and why would you?
I would sacrifice anything for you.
And why?
Because you're everything to me. You're my entire world. I just wouldn't sacrifice any of the dogs or animals. That's where I draw the line. But can't get rid of the dog. But I would sacrifice anything for you. You mean everything to me.
That's gay. I love you.
I love you. What are you getting from me that you don't get from anywhere else?
I feel like the space to be me. Like there are a lot of spaces and there's a lot of different parts of me, but like I get to be all or any parts with you at any time, however I want to. And I think that's so fun. Because I can just be weird. I just love being weird around you. Like, I just, I have felt that like this is the weirdest I've ever been. In my entire life, I'm like the weirdest I've ever been with you. And I think like, I just haven't had space to be that level of weird or like that level of comfortable with anyone. It's just like there hasn't, never been like an opportunity to do so. So I can really be like whichever self I want to be around you, which has been really nice because I'm like, I feel like, I'm like one person with these group of people and a different person that, but I can be all of those or none of those with you. I've never had a partner that has like met my friends or like that my friends approved of. So that's also been like a really nice thing that I get to have with you is like sharing that like experience of like both really important parts of my life because it's always been like really separate. So it's been fun to have like that person as well. For me, is like a new person I get to experience of like, I get to bring my partner to things. Like, I haven't had that before. Like, yeah, you know?
It's been really nice to see you open up and become more comfortable over time in our relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
And here I thought I was the weird one in the relationship.
Okay. Okay. Calm down. Yeah. What is your favorite thing about me?
You laugh above all else. Doesn't matter how bad of a mood I'm in, doesn't matter how hard of a day it was. Your laugh just instantly, it always lifts my spirits, makes me feel better. It'll completely turn my day around. But I also think your ability to keep me on my toes. I never know what you're gonna do next.
Yeah.
I'll never know what kind of adventure you want to go on, or
Yeah.
Describe the moment you first realized I was truly in love with you.
That you were truly in love with me? There's like two moments that are coming to mind. One of them is after I came back from the hospital. Came back from the hospital and I had vomit in my hair and I just couldn't bathe myself, and so you washed vomit out of my hair. I was like, I don't think you do that for someone you're just casually seeing, or if you do, that's a whole other conversation. But I think that was like, okay, you must care for me in some capacity. But I think like the one where I truly knew like you were in love with me, like this is like love is, like the morning I lost my job, like I think, you'd spent the night, you were probably gonna go back to your place, do your usual thing. And I came to you and I was like, I just lost my job, and then you just dropped everything and then you were there with me like through and through, like, and I feel like no one showed up for me in that moment in the way that you did. And part of it's because you got it, like you understand what it's like. But part of it's like because you care, like no one's just gonna sit with me day and night while I have nothing to do, unless you love me. And you were like, yeah, no questions asked. Like you didn't even think about it. You didn't even like, let me check my calendar. Like you were like, I'm just gonna be here as long as you need me. So, yeah.
I think as tough as that situation was for both of us individually, like losing our jobs, I think really brought us closer together. It was something that we could really understand on a deeper level that I think, even though it's unfortunate it happened to both of us, I think if it hadn't, I don't think we would have bonded so closely over it. I think us working through that was one of the few things that like cemented knowing we'd be able to get through anything the future throws at us.
Yeah.
Is that early on in our relationship, we were dealt one of the hardest cards possible. Not just one of us, but both of us losing our jobs.
Yeah.
And getting through with no conflict, finding solutions to any of the problems, and just being a united front in that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think I am in your life?
I think you're in my life to represent and to remind me and show me all of the better aspects of life. That there's always something better out there, in the sense that every day will be better together, and to look on the lighter side of things. Look for the happy moments, look for the small things. That even when things are hard, you can get through them. There's always a solution. One thing isn't going to break down the entire card puzzle. And I think also just to give me the chance to show that I can truly love you
Yeah.
the way that you deserve to be loved.
Yeah. What do you feel is the next step in our relationship?
Getting engaged, continuing to build our life together, and continuing to build the foundation that we've already developed. Getting to explore more together,
Yeah.
and just delving into some of the harder things we haven't had the chance to open up about
Yeah.
in a relationship. But especially getting engaged.
I know. You got a good opportunity to do so right now. Yeah.
If you enjoyed that conversation at the end, visit theskindeep.com/shop, where you'll find more of our products to create the space to explore the relationships that are most important to you.